the live stream, it gives you two options to log in with the Gmail, Dharmasila Parisa Gmail, or Dharmasila Parisa YouTube. Do the YouTube one.
Okay.
Because the Gmail one is not set up for streaming. It's giving me problems.
Okay, that's what happened. I tried to do that. Yeah.
This meeting is
One of them
being-
has, yeah.
Got it.
One of them has like a little picture of a Buddha face or something, and the other one's just a D. So the one that's
Right.
just a D is the one to use for now. I'll sort that out somehow because we have two channels for some reason.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then now can you remake me host?
I don't know. Can I?
Well,
You deserve it.
Please. Oh,
That's
I'll
sort
send
of
you-
good than a can.
Okay.
I'll have someone send you some flowers.
Okay. When I give hand back privileges, it takes away, like if I'm even the co-host, it'll take that away. Just FYI, so if we needed to have me do something, you'd have to, if I hand the control back, you'd have to make me co-host or something.
Okay.
Okay. You're live streaming.
All right.
Cool.
And it's just us.
All right.
But anyway, we can record a good session here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'll hit record on the Zoom. Are you ready? Shall I go ahead and start recording?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Wow. I've never been recorded before.
Welcome everybody. We are here for our morning postural practice with Dustin Faulkner. And so Dustin will lead us in an hour of posture practice, roughly speaking. So I will mute myself so that Dustin is the center of attention. Take it away, Dustin.
Yeah, that's how I like it. All right. Morning, y'all. Welcome. My name is Dustin Faulkner. I have been teaching postural practice for 4 years and change now. Variety of different approaches, and what we're going to end up with today is sort of a mix of a lot of things that I have studied and taught and practiced. I note right off the bat, the style of breath that we'll be working with is called, doesn't matter what it's called, but this is what it's called, intra-abdominal pressure, IAP. The idea of IAP is, in shorthand, it's diaphragmatic breathing. So you'll be breathing into an open throat, drawing breath into your abdomen in a way that causes filling in your abdomen, expansion in both diaphragms. The idea is, on the one hand, to start to open up tissues and create kind of energetic flow here. And as the name suggests, we also create pressure with this breath, pressure in our abdomens that will kind of deploy into our limbs as we move through the practice. So know that I'll be cueing to that style of breath. Don't worry if it doesn't feel natural, if it doesn't land, or if it does land and you find that your attention is wandering. Just as in seated meditation, whenever you notice your attention wandering, just notice that it's wandered, bring it back to that, no matter how many times it takes. If it just doesn't land, the stakes are real low. So don't worry about it. We'll start in seated meditation, but I will tell you that we're going to do something a little bit different as we get started, and that is that we'll be working, especially the first 3/4 of the practice, with kind of palpating, stimulating, focusing on your solar plexus. So as we come into seated meditation, one thing I find to be helpful and may be helpful for you guys is that at the beginning of our meditation, go ahead and take your fingers, maybe all 4 of your fingers on one hand, and press into this solar plexus area, which is this area below your sternum, right at the top section of your abdomen. You're not pressing super hard. You're just pressing into these ab muscles below your sternum. just to create kind of a memory of that area that might make it easier when we take our hand down to continue to focus your attention and your breath into that area. So we'll just do that for a little bit before we move into a standard kind of relaxed arm meditation. But for right now, go ahead, close your eyes. You're in a posture where your lower back has a kind of normal lordotic curvature. It's just an easy curvature, not a rounding. Crown of your head drawn up toward the ceiling, chin down and slightly in. And even though you're pressing into your solar plexus, we're not worried initially about breathing into or focusing on that area. Right now, just kind of take notice of the quality of your breath as it's showing up right now this morning. Notice its quality. Depth and or shallowness. Ease and or sense of constraint. Completeness or incompleteness of your exhale without doing anything about any of these qualities. Now feel free to go ahead and relax your hand down to your thigh or your knee so that both hands are resting there on their respective thighs or knees, palms up or down. And at this point, start to draw your attention to your solar plexus area, a section of your abdomen you were in contact with your fingers, and also on your back, this area where your lowest ribs attach to your spine, your lumbodorsal hinge. And breath specifically into those areas, causing expansion. And allowing settling and relaxation as you exhale. Perhaps this connection is easy for you, perhaps not. In that case, things to notice. Take a deep breath in and release it. Slowly open your eyes. Okay, well, We'll continue to work with that spot. We're going to do some easy twisting here. So come to a seated position with your legs extended. And we'll start by bending your left leg so that the sole of your left foot is on the ground, on the mat, or on the floor, whatever's underneath you. Take your left hand behind you on sort of spider fingers. So your fingers are turned away from your back. You're supporting yourself with your left hand so that you're able to lengthen up through your spine. Take your right hand, maybe you wrap your right fingers around the back of your calf, maybe your thigh. But inhale, press into left hand, lengthen up. Exhale, use your right arm to pull you into a twist toward your left thigh. Doesn't have to be very intense. We're just creating constraint in your abdomen here. We'll move 3 deep breaths in. Expanding tissues, palpating your solar plexus. Last breath in. And exhale, ease your way out of the twist. And we'll take it on the other side. So extend your left leg, bend your right leg. Right foot grounded. Right hand's behind you this time, and left hand grips your right leg, whatever makes sense, behind your calf or on your thigh, whatever. Inhale, press into right hand and extend. Exhale, pull yourself into a twist, a gentle twist with your ribs in over toward your right thigh. And then move 3 breaths. And feeling how the constriction of the twist in your right thigh and your abdomen causes the breath to move elsewhere, out into your left ribs, down into your pelvis. Ease out after your 3rd breath. And come to your bellies. We'll take what's called crocodile posture. So you'll come to a belly laying position here with your hands on top of one another. So for instance, you'll either have your left palm on the back of your right hand or right palm on the back of your left hand. Then you'll rest your head on your hands, forehead directly on your hands, creating a lot of solid contact between your belly, your solar plexus, and the mat here. And here, we'll just take 4 deep breaths into your abdomen. Feeling the way as you draw breath in, your belly expands, presses down. And as you exhale, it sort of spreads. Feeling similar expansion and intensity in your back, lower back, and mid back. And after your 4th breath, ease yourself out. We'll come to our backs for a little abdominal work on our backs. Same purpose here, to create heat and warmth to support your lower back, support your postures, and also in this case, to continue to direct energy into your solar plexus. So you'll start on your back with your knees bent, the soles of your feet on the mat. And take a breath into your abdomen and your ribs. Hold the breath. Now lift your right leg up with your right knee bent. Right knee is directly above your hip. Then exhale and pull your belly down like you're sucking in. Inhale and lower your right leg. Hold your breath. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lower. Hold and lift your right leg. Exhale, draw belly button to spine. Inhale, lower. Hold, lift left. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lower. Hold the breath, lift your right leg. Now a little change. Take your right palm to the top of your right thigh and press them against one another. Then exhale, pull belly down. Inhale, lower. Hold, lift left. Left hand to left thigh, press in. Round your lower back toward the mat a little bit so there's no back bending going on. Then exhale, pull belly in. Inhale, lower. Hold, lift right. Right hand to your thigh, press in. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lower. Hold, lift left. Left hand presses. Exhale, pull belly down. Inhale, lower. Let the breath out. Okay, we're going to take a bridge posture. Now, if you guys have blocks, you'll grab them. If you don't worry about it. If you have a block, you'll bring it between your thighs so that it's between thigh muscle and flesh, not bone, and you're squeezing in on it. For me, it takes the position of kind of, if my thighs are one line of an X, the block is the other. It's kind of angled down perpendicularly. Yeah, that way it's not between my knees. But if you don't have the block, it's not a big deal. Let's take a breath in here. Exhale, press your heels down, lift your hips up. If you have a block, squeeze it. If you don't worry about it. The main function of the block here is to keep this bridge posture from getting into your hamstrings too much. Do your best. 3 deep breaths here. We're not worried about height. We're just turning on glutes here. Again, to support your back. And start the process of moving energy into your legs. And after your last breath, lower your hips down. If you have a block, remove it, set it to the side. In either case, go ahead and pull your knees toward your chest and an easy squeeze in. You'll rock left to right across your lower back a few times, kind of releasing your lower back. Then you'll rock forward and backward a few times. Whatever it looks like, come forward to a 4-post position. And then come all the way down to your belly. We'll take the first of our back bends. It's going to be a Sphinx pose. So with Sphinx, your forearms and your palms are down on the mat here. Your elbows are more or less in line with your shoulders. If anything, they're in front, not behind. So line it up. You'll take your feet wide. And for support here and focus on your mid back, go ahead and turn everything on from your toes up. So your calves are engaged, hamstrings, quads, glutes are engaged, and your belly's drawn in. Keep that engagement. Press your hands down and sort of pull them back so that your chest stretches forward. So we've brought this bend and this constriction into this hinge in your spine that corresponds to your solar plexus. Now, 2 deep breaths. Further expanding into that hinge. Glutes turned on to help your lower back stay stable. And exhale, lower down, and press back to downward facing dog. So maybe first, come into a high plank posture to set your feet. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, elbows soft, feet are at hip width behind you. All that stays where it is. Just press your hips back. as little movement in your hands and feet as possible here. Press into your hands, breathe in. Then walk your feet toward your hands. So you're walking up to the top of your mat. You'll take a half lift here, kind of lengthen your spine. Knees are soft, then fold. Now, with your knees soft, pressing down and out through your feet, come all the way up. Be careful. Coming up to your first mountain posture. Hands to chest center. A breath here. Now, inhale, reach up. Fold. Half lift, step your left foot back, bring your left knee down. You're coming into a lunge, so lift your torso and your arms and shoulders up. Your left knee is a little bit behind your left hip. Yeah, just a little bit, doesn't have to be too intense here. And we're gonna work breath. You'll press your right foot down and your left knee and lower leg down as you breathe in. And then as we breathe out, you'll relax that pressure a bit. So press down and breathe in. Exhale, ease. Another. And exhale, bring your hands down. Walk your right foot back, come to your high plank posture, and then lower all the way down. Okay. Now, take your arms to your sides, palms turned down. And we're going to do a modified locust posture. We're going to keep our legs where they are. And when it's time to do so, you'll lift your shoulders and your head and your chest up. Your hands can stay down. You're just using back muscles here, and your legs will stay down as well. So come to a resting position with your forehead down on the mat. And breathe in and out. Inhale, lift your upper body. Let your hands stay down. You can even come to spider fingers and press into the ground to sort of support yourself. Draw belly up, 2 breaths. In. Exhale, lower and press back to down dog. After that back bend, pressing into your hands, rounding your lower back a little bit. Then take a breath. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward, come into lunge on the other side. Right knee down this time. Same maneuver. Arms up. Ground into left foot and right lower leg and breathe in. Exhale, ease. Another. All right, then hands down as you breathe out, step your right foot forward and fold at the front of your mat. Half lift and fold. Mountain. Hands to chest center. Inhale, reach up again. Fold. Half lift. Step your right foot back again. So you're in left lunge again. Left knee is forward. Same maneuver. When you lift up and you form your base here, press down and breathe in. Exhale, ease a bit. Again. Hands down. Step your left foot back. Lower your body. Now this time, we'll take a locust, lifting your arms up. So feet are wide again, feet stay down, arms out to your side. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Turning on everything from your sternum down, your belly's in, glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves on, chest lifted, lengthening your spine. Breathe in. Exhale, lower, and press back. Down dog. And step your right foot forward, left knee down, lunge. Arms come up. Press down and breathe in. Ease. Another. And hands down as you breathe out. Draw your belly up as you step forward and fold. Half lift and fold. Mountain. Hands to chest center. Now both arms reach back up. Fold. Half lift. Come to high plank. And in this high plank, you can either lower and take a locust again or a cobra, or you can push back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to come down and take a cobra, you come down, bring your arms out further than you would in Sphinx. Then you'll breathe in and exhale, press your hands so that your chest lifts, and then use your hands to traction. So it's sort of an expanded version of Sphinx. We're interested in spinal length, so really use your hands to pull forward. Take a breath. Exhale, lower and press back. All right. Patricia, I think that your camera has, or your microphone is on, so you might want to hop in there and mute that. Happens all the time. Cool, thank you. All right. Now from your down dog, we'll take warrior 2 right side. So you'll step your right foot forward, right toes point forward. Your left leg is long, but not locked out. So your left knee is still kind of soft here, and your left foot is perpendicular at a right angle with your right foot. Arms out to your sides. Turn your right palm up. We're going to reverse your warrior to start working on the right side body. We're lengthening sides in this series of sequences before we move to ventral and dorsal lengthening. So reach up. And this is all you have to do is reach your right arm up so that you're lengthening from your right hip crease. You can take it further back. Stay in your right foot, pressing into both feet, and take 3 deep breaths. Now that you're sort of creating tautness on your right side body, as you bring breath in, you may feel some kind of expansion and intensity on your right side body as you breathe into it. To your last breath, come back into your warrior 2 position, then straighten your right leg. We'll take a triangle. So with your lengthened out right leg, take your right hand down, take it kind of high. So take it to your thigh right above your knee, or to your knee, or the top of your shin. And then we're not worried about depth here. You're creating a line from the center of your left heel, your back heel, all the way through your left fingertips, this kind of arcing position. Take your gaze to your right foot and then reach left fingers forward as you press left heel down and back. And again, on the opposite side, creating tautness, 3 deep breaths. Last breath here. And as you exhale, just bring your left hand down to the mat. You don't need to lift up. You can just come low. Make your way to a high plank posture. Lower. And take your cobra, arms out in front of you. Arms and elbows sort of shoulder width here. Breath in. Exhale, press your hands. Lift and traction. Your gaze is forward here. Breath. Exhale, lower and press back, downward facing dog. Okay. Warrior two, left side. Left foot forward. Right foot back. Yeah. Open your hips out. So your chest, your hips are sort of opened up to the wall on the right side of your mat now. Arms out to your side. We'll take our reversal, turn your left palm up, and then either reach straight up, lengthening, or using your right hand perhaps on your right thigh to support you. Continue further back. Just until you feel something here. We want to still be able to bring breath. That's really the point. So bring 3 deep breaths into left side body. After your last breath, come up to your warrior two again. Straighten your left leg. We'll take triangle on this side. Left hand down to a high point. Again, creating this arc, this slight circular curve on your right side body from center of right heel to right fingertips. Lengthening. Breathing. Two more deep breaths. When you're ready, just bring your right hand down to the mat. Again, take your high plank posture, lower down, and take a back bend, or just press straight to down dog. And that's where we'll meet in downward facing dog. Terrific, okay. Warrior one, right side. Step right foot forward. This time, your hips are kind of closed to the wall in the front of your mat. So you're not opened out like we were in warrior one. You're closed forward. Left hip is kind of directed forward. Right toes forward. Left toes turned out slightly, pressing down into the center of your left heel, the outside edge of your left foot. Your right knee is soft because you're in this lunge, but your left knee is also soft. We're going to take a back bend here. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can just take your arms straight up, or you can intertwine your fingers, bring your hands to the base of your neck. It's as if you were tractioning your skull and your neck up, a brain cradle. Either way, set your feet well. Don't worry about taking your back far toward your left foot. Lengthen your spine up. Open your chest toward the ceiling. We're trying to bring this bend into your lumbodorsal hinge, this area that connects with your solar plexus on your back. Stay long, press your feet. 3 deep breaths. And as you release your last breath, use your hands, if they're there, to guide your head, your chin up out of your back bend. Then step your left foot forward. So now you're standing at the front of your mat. We're going to take a forward fold. We're going to focus on your right leg, lengthening the back of your right leg. The way that we do that is that when we come into the fold, you can soften your left knee a little bit so you're focused more on your right leg. Go ahead and reach your arms up and breathe in. Fold down. Take your fingertips maybe to the mat if that makes sense for you. Soften your left leg. Come into your fold. Press your right foot down through the ball mound and the heel. Take 4 breaths here. Might feel some expansion in your lumbar spine here because of the fold. After your last breath, take a halfway lift. Come to high plank. Step your feet back. Lower. Take a complementary back bend here. Lengthening, tractioning, turning your sternum forward. Breath in. Exhale, lower, press back, downward facing dog. Okay. Warrior 1 left side. Left foot forward. Hips more or less in line. Right foot back, right toes turned out. Again, left knee, of course, soft because you're in this lunge, but right knee soft too, so you can actually use your muscles to kind of press in opposite directions with your feet to support you in your back bend, which you can take the same way you took on the last side, or you can take slightly differently. If you want to do arms up this time or brain cradle and you didn't, that's fine. Or exactly the same thing. Really press into right heel so you can turn your right glute on to support your lower back. Then lengthen up and open your chest. 3 deep breaths. Guide your head, your upper body back to a neutral position. Step your right foot forward, and we'll take your hamstring like half fold on the left side. So mountain and reach up. Exhale, come down. Hands to blocks or books or the ground. Soften your right leg. Come into the fold. Press into left foot. It's like you're lengthening your left hip up toward the ceiling here without locking your left knee. Take 3 deep breaths. After your 3rd breath, gonna re-engage with your right leg. Take a half lift here and fold. Come up to mountain. Fold forward again. Half lift, high plank. And from there, either a belly back bend or straight back to downward facing dog. Okay. Reach your right foot forward like we're going into Warrior 2 on the right side. However, we're going to take horse. So you can go ahead and straighten out of your right leg a little bit so you can rearrange your feet. Your feet are wide, not super wide. Toes are turned out toward the corners of your mat here. And you'll sit into a crouch. Now, not super worried about the depth of the crouch. Be mindful that your shoulders are above your hips, so you're not leaning forward, even if that means that you're in a fairly high version of horse. Totally fine. All right. Now we're going to take a twist in horse. So you'll bring your right forearm down to your right knee. Now this is going to mean you're going to come into a deeper version. That's totally fine. Left hand on the inside of your left thigh, palm in, like the heel of your hand sort of in this hip crease, like you're trying to press your left thigh away from you, which you are actually going to do. Take a breath in. As you exhale, press your left hand into your left thigh so that your torso turns toward your right leg. Yeah, taking a twist here, draw your belly up. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Press your feet and breathe in. Exhale a little bit of twist. Then ease your way out of the twist. Slowly straighten your legs for a straddle fold. Now this time bring your toes in. So now your feet are kind of pigeon-toed. It's sort of the opposite posture here. Your knees will be soft even in the fold. Try to keep your spine long. For me, I take my hands to my hips to kind of push my hips away. But you'll come forward into a fold. Your hands can be down so that your arms are straight. You can take them to a block. I'll let you know that the wider you take your feet, the more available this fold's going to be. So a narrow stance is pretty restrictive, relatively speaking, even though that might also be in a different way what's available to you. So you're either here or you're lowered down. But regardless, as much ease in your upper body as possible. Focus on pressing your feet down and out and lengthening your hamstrings, the backs of your legs. Take 3 deep breaths here. After your last breath, walk your hands forward, turn your right toes forward, bring your left knee down. You're coming into a lunge. The lunges we had earlier. Left knee is a little bit further back. We're going to take a bit of a twist. Take either the palm of your left hand or the back of your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Yeah, you're reaching across. Left or right arm is straight out to the side. And from here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press your left hand and your right knee together to turn your body toward your right. Coming into a twist here. Don't go too crazy. Again, we're just creating restriction and then moving breath into it. 3 deep breaths in your twist. Come out of your twist. Inhale, reach your arms up. Come down, step back to high plank, and then flow through. Or move straight to down dog. And that twist was also a bit of a back bend. So down dog, really pressing into your hands, counter stretch on your lower back. Then step your left foot forward for horse. And this time, once we get set up into horse, you're going to take your twist to your left thigh. So left forearm comes down, right hand inside of your thigh. Take a breath. Exhale, press your right shoulder over toward your left foot. Coming into the twist. 3 deep breaths. Press your feet as you inhale. Exhale, press your right hand into your right thigh. Draw belly up. 2 more. Ease out of your twisting horse. We'll take straddle fold again. So again, bring your toes in so your heels are at least slightly further out than your toes. Keep your spine long, your belly drawn up. Ease your way down, knees soft. Even if you're bringing one hand down and then another with arms strengthened or lengthened out or bending into your fold a bit. Find your version of the fold. Engage with your feet. And take 3 deep breaths. After your 3rd breath, you come out of your fold a bit and come down to a lunge, left side. So right knee is down, left foot forward. For your T-pose kind of oppositional twist here. Back of right hand or right palm on the outside of left knee. Or on the top too, that's totally fine. Left arms out to the side. Press into your feet and breathe in. Exhale, press your right hand, your left knee into one another to twist open to your left. And take 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, you'll come out of your twist and come to a seated position with your legs extended out in front of you. You'll keep your left leg extended. Bend your right leg and bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh, maybe your knee, maybe your calf. I'm going to do a hamstring re-lengthening stretch and a back release stretch from this position. Now, press your left heel gently down into the ground with your left knee a little soft. So you've got that kind of opposition working. You're also gently pressing your right foot into your left knee. Keep that engagement going, maybe like 20 or 30%, just active. Then arms up, lengthen your spine, and lead with your chest as you press your sternum forward, keeping your spine long. Then fold over. Doesn't matter how low you are, you're going to get hamstring release and a lower back release here. Hands can be on the ground, just relax your hands down. Yeah. Use your hands to kind of traction the same way you did in Cobra. Kind of pushing, dragging. Take 3 breaths. Your 3rd breath, use your hands. Keep your spine long. Ease your way out of that forward fold, and you'll switch your legs. Right leg forward, left leg bent. And again, create that engagement, pressing your right heel down gently, left foot in. Stretch out of your spine, telescope your spine up, and press your chest forward before folding. Taking your hands down, tractioning chest for 3 breaths. And ease your way out. Come to your back. We'll take supine twist. So from your back, with your knees bent, the soles of your feet on the mat, cross your right leg over your left. It's what I call fancy cross. So you got the back of your right knee against the top of your left thigh or knee. Then you'll slightly pick your hips up, scoot them over to your right a bit. Then drop your knees to the left. Now point your tailbone toward your knees a bit so that the twist relocates up to mid-back rather than landing just in your lumbar spine. And take 4 deep breaths here. Expansion in your ribs and your lower back. Pressure into your pelvis. After your last breath, ease your way back up. Uncross your legs and take the opposite cross. Reset your hips, left over right, hips move left, knees drop right. For 4 breaths. All right. Come back to center after your last breath. Uncross your legs. And just pull your knees in gently toward your chest. Keep your head and your shoulders down. And keep your pelvis, your sacrum, down on the mat. So you're not lifting your seat up or your head or shoulders up. Just draw your knees in closer to your chest. And gently, left to right, rocking on your lower back. Measured full breaths here. And then extend your legs out. Bring your arms to your sides. Let your toes fall out. They're about hip width, your feet are. Your arms are at your sides with your palms turned up toward the ceiling. If your shoulders and your chest are tight enough, that's a difficult thing to maintain that rotation. Just take your arms out to like a T posture. Might make it easier. And close your eyes. And let your body kind of sink into the ground underneath you. Release little bits of holding your face. Legs and arms. Take a deep breath in. Release your breath. And rest. stay where you are, or keeping your eyes closed, roll to one side. Quasi-fetal position, if you like. Supporting your head with your hands, drawing your knees up slightly. Keeping your eyes shut down wherever you are. And gently press your way up to a seated position, hands at rest on your thighs or knees. And take a moment to soak in your practice, feel breath, energy flowing through solar plexus, lower abdomen, and acknowledge yourself for the care with which you've moved for the last hour. Breath in together. Release. Slowly open your eyes. And that's your practice, y'all. Thanks for being here.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me? I'm using my...
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That was awesome. Thank you very much, Dustin.
Glad you liked it. Thanks for coming. Hopefully it landed with everybody. And I mean, I'd welcome questions or comments or anything like that if you have them, but if you don't, that's also fine.
Okay, any folks, Rosalind or Patricia, do you have any questions or comments, or are you good?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Thank you, Rosalind and Patricia. Appreciate it, y'all.
Okay, great. So that is the end of the posture practice. And now we have a 30-minute break. And so at 11 a.m. Pacific, we will have our next panel, which will be Dr. Stephanie Mines talking about regenerative health and climate justice. Cool. So I'll see everybody then.